Man, it is cold outside.
As the sun goes.
So speaking of cold, I was talking to a contracted security guard who is stationed just outside of the hospital that I work, and he's provided with a shed essentially for a guard shack. No electricity, no heat, and some of these days, some of these nights that he spends in there, it's getting down to 35 degrees, and he's freezing cold, and it's you know, you can only bundle up so much and still be effective as a security guard. You put on a jacket, you put on pants, maybe some thermals, but you know, you go too many layers and you can't even move. And so OSHA does regulate the workspace as far as heating goes and reasonable accommodations for employees. And I've been in a security job where I actually got very cold because the heater in the patrol truck didn't work, and I ended up with a mild case of hypothermia. I just emailed my superiors and said, hey, this is what happened, and I attached a PDF copy of the OSHA regulations regarding you know, hypothermia and the signs and symptoms and what the employer is supposed to do. And the next day I had a different truck with a heater that worked. Now, aside from that, if you're looking for solutions to heat the environment, whether it be a patrol car or a guard shack, if you go on Amazon, you can actually find a 12-volt heater that runs on diesel. Very efficient, very cost efficient to run. 1 gallon of diesel could last potentially a couple days, which is only about $4 or $5 for that gallon, versus if you were to try to run a propane portable heater, where you'd be using 2 bottles a night on the cold nights for say the Mr. Buddy propane heater. So very efficient. However, your startup cost, installation, whatever, would be a little more. If you can put this diesel heater in a patrol car so that it can run without the engine having to be running, and your cost would only be roughly about $150. However, if you want to put it in a guard shack, you're going to have to put a battery in the guard shack, and you're going to have to put a solar panel and a charge controller, which roughly would total about $700. But running this system for 2 months in freezing cold weather, you're going to save so much money versus propane to keep your guards warm. So if you're running a company and you want to provide heat for your guard who sits in a shack all night in freezing temperatures, check out the diesel heaters on Amazon, and then you're going to have to power it. If there's electricity, but limited electricity, you can always run a 12-volt power supply to power these heaters. I think they actually have a 110-volt version, but the diesel heater shown here in this picture is only about $144. You add a solar panel, charge controller, and a deep cycle marine battery. Total cost is about $700 to install it, and after a whole full winter, it'll pay for itself in fuel costs. And you know, next year is pretty much all you're paying for is the cost of your diesel to run, which is very, very efficient and much cheaper. So just food for thought. You know, if you're trying to find heat that doesn't cost you an arm and leg to run, then check out the diesel heaters. Another option too, if it's a small guard shack, is you can check out those little alcohol burner stoves. They actually put out quite a bit of heat, and usually they'll burn for about 20 to 30 minutes. They produce a lot of heat, warm up the place. Once it's warmed up, you can always refill it and light it again if it cools down. But that's a very quick and portable option as well. Just got to be careful not to burn your guard shack down. Anyway, have a good night, guys. Stay safe, stay warm. Catch you later. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like, comment, and share. Thank you much.